Tracking Hurricane Milton as it barrels across the state of Florida. This is new video out of Fort Myers in southwest Florida, where you can see the streets are still flooded and also the palm trees waving with the wind.
So let's take you now about 2 hours north up the coast to St. Petersburg, where heavy rain and wind is battering the streets there.
And take a look at this. A dumpster lands on top of a home in Palm Beach County after a tornado came rumbling through. And right now, this is a live look in Lakeland, Florida, and this is a little less than an hour east of Tampa. Winds are shaking the camera and heavy rain is still falling.
All right, so we want to get you back to Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb. And Chris, we're already seeing some of the impacts from those tornadoes down there. And now, as you said, Hurricane Milton is making its way across the land.
And I'm so glad you just showed all of those videos there, because a lot of people get caught up on the center of circulation and that landfall at Siesta Key. But this storm is impacting so many more people. The entire Florida peninsula, more than 100 tornado warnings earlier in central and in South Florida. Here is the system now, that center of circulation. It is important to track that, though, because we had that landfall as a Category 3 storm. That's a major hurricane there at Siesta Key. But now that center is moving across Florida, still maintaining Category 2 status. But look at all this rain. We have a flood emergency in effect for in and around Tampa, with some big time rainfall amounts that have been going on there. Now heavier rain is north of Tampa, moving up toward the Orlando area. Here's a look. Our computer's kind of generating right now some of these rainfall totals, our Doppler radar estimates, and we have more than 10 inches, almost 11 inches of rain in parts of north and east of Tampa. Just north of Tampa, about 10 inches. You see 11 inches there along the coast. And we mentioned earlier the airport reporting 17 inches of rain in Tampa. Now that heavier rain is on the north side, as we mentioned, moving up to Orlando, Deltona, and up toward Leesburg as well. And some of that rain extending up to the Georgia coast. You can see it's mainly light to moderate rain there. So we're going to keep watching this storm as it moves on off to the east. And that's still going to hold some rain onto the Georgia coast for the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Here's the latest track. Category 2 overland, max winds 105 miles an hour, moving east-northeast at about 16. It'll be a Category 1 tomorrow morning as it begins to move back out over the Atlantic. A lot of times, when these storms get back over water, they regenerate again, but we don't expect this one to gain any more strength out over the Atlantic. It's actually going to fall apart there. But you can see it's well to the south of the Georgia border and the Georgia coast, but we still have some impacts there expected. Here is a look at the tropical storm warning in effect from the Georgia-Florida line up toward the Georgia-South Carolina line, and then extending up toward the north. And what we have to watch with that is not only the tropical storm force winds on the Georgia coast, but those winds coming in off of the Atlantic, since it's on the top side of that system, it's got that counterclockwise flow. That's going to cause some storm surge. The yellow there, really Brunswick southward, is where we could see storm surge maybe 2 to 4 feet. And then the blue from north of Brunswick up towards Savannah and into South Carolina, indicating storm surge maybe closer to 1 to 3 feet there. So that's something still to watch along the coastline, and even down into Florida as well, as we see that storm that's going to be moving away. And things will be improving, though, during the day tomorrow, too. Here's a look at the wind field. Hurricane force winds there near Tampa. We'll hold on to that as it moves on out. But this is what I want you to see. The yellow color is indicating those tropical storm force winds. That extends up into parts of southeast Georgia and along the Georgia coast. And then everything will be moving away after lunch tomorrow. Things will be improving. We here just still have very nice and quiet weather.